The Court of Public Opinion is a part of the Amateur Radio Network. We're going to get right into it. It's a short segment. It's about journalism. I'm using the example of journalism and how things are reported. And you're going to notice words are going to come up, and this is for educational purposes only. But conspiracy theory comes up in this interview and also in the reporting. And you'll notice that the same words keep coming up, and we're going to shoot down a few vocabulary words. Like, what do these words mean? So, it's an offshoot, or does it mean what it actually means? There's a lot of words used in this, and this is the interview with Megyn Kelly and James Alefantis, and this was a report by Trace Gallagher.
A Kelly File exclusive tonight on the conspiracy theory that came to be known as Pizzagate. It started with what turned out to be a bogus news story suggesting that Bill and Hillary Clinton were running a sex ring out of a Washington, D.C. pizza parlor. The whole thing turned truly frightening when a man showed up at that pizza parlor with a gun 2 weeks ago demanding to know more. And now this has become the center of a national debate over fake news. James Alefantis, the owner of the pizzeria, is talking for the first time. He is here on set with me in moments. But first we go to Trace Gallagher in our West Coast newsroom on how this whole thing got started. Trace?
Megyn, as many controversies do these days, it began with a tweet. On October 30th, days after the FBI announced they'd be reopening an investigation into Hillary Clinton's emails, someone on Twitter, whose name remains unverified but has several thousand followers, posted that new emails found on Anthony Weiner's computer confirmed that Hillary Clinton was involved in a pedophilia ring. The Twitter post included information from a Facebook user who stated, quote, "My NYPD source said it's much more vile and serious than classified material on Weiner's device. We're talking an international child enslavement and sex ring." The next day, the bogus claim was picked up by a website called YourNewsWire.com, message boards like 4chan and Reddit, right-wing blogs, and several pro-Trump websites. InfoWars' Alex Jones, a far-right web host, posted a YouTube video seen almost 500,000 times.
I think about all the children Hillary Clinton has personally murdered and chopped up and raped. I have zero fear standing up against her.
The rumor spread, inspiring some newfound internet sleuths to start digging around in John Podesta's hacked emails, searching for proof and location of the so-called sex ring. What they found were numerous references to pizza, a term Urban Dictionary says is slang for child pornography. So somehow they concluded that Podesta and company were speaking in code.
Pizzas.
They also pounced on an email from D.C. pizzeria owner and prominent Democratic supporter James Alefantis, inviting Podesta to a pizza party fundraiser at his restaurant. Users then started combing through Alefantis' Instagram post, including a photo of a young girl with her hands taped to the ping pong table. Alefantis says the child is his goddaughter and the picture was very innocent. And this picture, that conspiracy theorists decided must be the secret basement where children are locked up. But in fact, it's from a restaurant Alefantis considered leasing, and Comet Ping Pong doesn't even have a basement. By November 4th, just 6 days after the initial tweet about a sex ring, Alefantis was officially part of the conspiracy. He began receiving threatening phone calls with people labeling him a pedophile. On November 7th, the hashtag Pizzagate was born, and by November 16th, people started showing up at the restaurant to investigate for themselves, like well-known right-wing activist Jack Posobiec, who used a video camera to live stream his visit on Periscope, focusing on a child's birthday party, trying to catch nefarious activity. On December 4th, Edgar Welch showed up at Comet Ping Pong armed with an AR-15, a revolver, and a knife, determined to find underground rooms and vaults, firing his gun at a door, behind which Alefantis says he wouldn't have found anything exciting.
And here is our bags and coat closet.
The bullet went into our computer system.
After police arrived, Welch surrendered peacefully, saying that he was trying to rescue the children he was sure were hidden inside. He faces charges including assault with a deadly weapon. Megan.
Trace Gallagher, thank you.
So you got to listen to the way it was reported. It's like the opening line or opening statement, more or less. Now, I didn't use the full interview because that wasn't the point. What we're talking about is a case that has gone public, and using the internet is the reason a lot of people are being censored even today over this very story, because it led to a shooting December 4th of that year that this occurred. So I would ask you all, like, when we get back to journalism the way it's intended, would it lead to threats? Because here, not just this interview, but also the Tara Reid interview, their lives have been threatened over interviews. So you can see that there's something to this, the threats that are made when somebody goes public with a story. So it's for you, the person that studies journalism, to really get this. Like, when is it safe to release a story? Because I actually seen that Megyn Kelly did not release this interview, and she did not give a date. And we're going to get into it at another time. But that is more at the Court of Public Opinion about when is it a safe time to interview, and our lives, literally lives, are threatened this way. When it comes to journalism, it's one thing. Violence is another story. So we're going to study and be the journalism students that we need to be. But definitely words have meaning, and it's an impact statement. And that's exactly what it sounds like that needs to be handled from here. Is once you've been a crime victim, you have to have an impact statement. And that's kind of where I want to leave off for now. You've been listening to the Court of Public Opinion. The Court of Public Opinion is a part of the Amateur Radio Network.